Hello, fellas and ladies. It is time to review Barbie. It's a little late, been very busy since I watched it, but here we are. I mean, you all know what Barbie is at this rate, but I might as well say Barbie is directed by Greta Gerwig, which from a script she co-wrote from Noah Baumbach, and basically it's Barbie in this little Barbie world, but weird things start happening to her, so then she got to go to the real world. And even though most people probably have already seen it by now, I'm gonna keep it vague for just in case. Now, this movie has had hype around it, something I've never seen before, to the point where I was like, there's just no way it's gonna live up to the hype that's been kind of placed upon it, to the point where it's kind of unfair. But slap me silly, call me Nancy, this movie is fucking great. What did I just say? Someone who wasn't hyped up to high degrees, this movie far exceeded my expectations, and I loved it. Now, before this, I was not what you would call a Greta Gerwig stan. I thought Lady Bird was very good, but I thought Little Women was, good. Nothing bad about the movie, just I found it to be good. This is not that, though. I thought this movie was, oh my god, this movie's fantastic, man. I watched it twice already. I mean, might as well start talking about the obvious. This movie looks insane. The set designs of this movie are very colorful and just so fun to look at. You just kind of want to live in the, you want to explore the sets of these movies, especially in Barbie Land, obviously, the dream houses and the beaches and all that stuff. But even the Mattel offices were so cleverly designed and very interesting and funny to look at. The costumes are obviously pretty fantastic, although maybe granted those are a little bit based on actual Barbie outfits. But still, they pop out of the screen in such a colorful and fun way that you just kind of I want to wear that stuff. I want to wear the freaking Barbie cowgirl stuff. Even the cinematography is meant to look kind of, it definitely looks like a studio film, but not in a bad way, if that makes sense. Meant to look very natural, yet the colors, it's naturally colorful, and that way even in the real world, something about it just pops out. This movie has so much energy in it. Greta Gerwig's direction is just, might be her best work yet as a director. It's just so colorful and energetic, and there's just a very clear tone coming at you from the get-go. And this movie, and in terms of the writing, not only is it just hilarious, the movie is just so smart. Not just from the social commentary, which I'll get into in a second. It contributes to that energy that I was talking about, where the movie will just break its own rules, and it just kind of doesn't matter that way. I have so many questions on how the split, I won't give it away, but there's a little way that the Barbies and the real world are connected, and it makes no sense. And yet the movie just kind of satisfies itself by it not making sense, and it works. And I'm just all right, that works for me. I might as well talk about the ensemble, because they're all just so committed to this vision that Greta Gerwig had to a hilarious degree. Even the small roles like Sibylle Liu and Emma Mackey and Kingsley Benadir, they're all just so silly and having just the time of their life. Obviously, Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling are the guys. Margot Robbie, I don't know why I kind of underestimated her. I kind of thought she was just going to be there, but nah, she was pretty fantastic. Definitely exceeded what I thought she was going to do. But, hot take, but Ryan Gosling was my favorite in the movie. Ryan Gosling is, legitimately, respect to Greta Gerwig for, recognizing how funny Ryan Gosling is and how talented he is, because he plays this kind of doofus idiot very well. It's not forceful. It's very natural stupidity. And when he is kind of he has his own little arc in this movie about the patriarchy, and it doesn't feel like he's missing a beat here. It feels like he is just nailing every point to a rock solid T. Yes, there are moments where you're kind of am I supposed to like this guy? But there's such a natural vulnerability to him that just works. That Gosling just nails, even when he's just a moron. Some other small roles I do want to point out. One of them is America Ferrera. I thought she was a very great standout in this movie. She has the women monologue from Little Women in this one. That's her, and I thought she was fantastic. Even with a little relationship with her daughter, I thought that was really good. Michael Cera. It's just so funny. He has this moment in the beginning where he's just kind of screaming in that Michael Cera way, and it just cracked me up. I could not laugh. This movie's really, really funny. I love Will Ferrell's man-child shtick, but the whole stuff with Mattel was really, really made me die of laughing. But this movie, while as hilarious it is, and it is really funny, probably the funniest movie I've seen all year, this movie does really break down like gender dynamics like kind of phenomenally. The point where I was kind of like, oh shit, like I feel better after watching this movie. I've seen a lot of people, mostly right wing knuckleheads going, oh, this is just anti man. It's just woke man hating trash. And I'm just like, if you would pay attention, like, you can clearly see the movie isn't just saying fuck men. Yes, the movie does tackle toxic masculinity in a way, but the movie is literally about gender affirmation and how that is a problem. It doesn't go both ways. No double standards. It works. Same thing with women as it is with men in this movie. This movie is very clear about that. The movie also is so needless. Like, this is a Barbie movie. Why am I thinking about life watching this movie? And my place in this freaking world. I'm like, yeah, isn't this supposed to be the funny Barbie movie? Why am I thinking about life? It just goes in directions. Like, I cannot believe this movie exists with what they say, not just about, obviously, gender dynamics, but also as Barbie as a brand. Like, there's a certain line, a certain monologue in this movie, a line at the very end, where I'm like, how were they allowed to do this? It doesn't make any sense at all, but it works. But it does exist, and I'm very happy that it exists. I can talk about awards before I get to the very end, but I remember watching this movie and kind of being like, I think this is getting nominated for Best Picture. It's making buckets upon buckets of money. By the time of filming this, it was confirmed it made $150 million this weekend, which, I don't know if you knew this, but that's a lot. And I do think Picture is kind of just going to happen. People are taking this movie seriously. They're not just saying it's the silly Barbie movie. I think it's going to get nominated for Best Picture. Like, kind of plain and simple. I think that director is on the table because it's such an obvious singular vision, but maybe not as certain as, screenplay is, which is, I think could win. I also think, like most people, I think Ryan Gosling can win, but I think he's getting nominated with or without Picture. Obviously, costume is getting nominated, production design is getting nominated, obviously. Maybe makeup, but, not as sure about that. And song could get 2 song nominations, not just, Billy could get in. Obviously, the Ryan Gosling, I'm Just Ken song is, one of the best parts of the movie. In terms of, what people aren't talking about, I really kind of watched this movie and thought to myself, I think Margot Robbie and America Ferrera are getting nominated. Both of them have, Margot Robbie isn't just being Margot Robbie in this movie. She has a lot of vulnerability in her performance, a lot of, Oscar-y scenes. It's she's crying and stuff like that. She's a very easily lovable kind of performance. And I'm just like, why? If this movie came to Picture, why would it miss? Kind of same goes for America Ferrera, but, less so. But I did watch this movie and go, why is nobody talking about her? Could it win Best Picture? I've been wondering. My instinct says no, but I don't know, man. It has this stuff. It could win a couple of awards. I'm not saying this is just going to be another Everything Everywhere All at Once. I don't think that's going to happen every year. But maybe this movie will just touch enough people and just kind of, it's going to stand out amongst a crowd of movies, pretty easily. And I think that could benefit it, but my guess right now is that no, it's not going to win. But I do think it's going to get nominated for Best Picture. But not I digress, Barbie is just a fantastic movie. It's thought-provoking. It's, definitely gets you to think while also being simultaneously hilarious and creative and just energetic and vibrant the entire movie. That is such a feat by Greta Gerwig. And I'm really happy this movie exists, even though I don't think we're going to get anything like this that succeeds for a while. And I'm going to just go ahead and give it a 9.5 out of 10. I want to give it a 10, but there's something pulling me back from that. All right, that's the freaking review. Like, subscribe, share, and I think they should, instead of Ryan Gosling, they should call him Ryan GosKing. Put a K instead of the L, because he's the king of movies.